Can I have your attention for a moment? Listen.
But I like what you said about how effective it is, particularly as far as being able to track. Mm-hmm. You know exactly who's watching.
Yeah.
Powerful. This is Blair Durham with Black Wall Street Today, your media hub for all things Black entrepreneurship, politics, news, and events in Hampton Roads and beyond.
When I say black, y'all say Wall Street. Black
Wall Street.
Black Wall Street. When I say black, y'all say Wall Street. Black.
Welcome to this 58th edition of Black Wall Street Today. Brought to you by Abenafora Natural Hair Salon. I am your host, the real Blair Durham, and I'm back. So excited to be back in the studio and sharing with all of you. Baby Caden Kareem is 1 month old and doing really well. Thanks so much for your thoughts and prayers and messages and well wishes. He was born on his due date. Came in at a whopping 8 pounds, 11 and a half ounces, up to 9 pounds, doing really, really well. Our biggest baby yet. So, man, I'm missing him already. Bittersweet coming back this early, but I've missed the show as well. Didn't our guest host do an awesome job?
I think they did.
Very blessed to have some dynamic people in our network that were able to keep the party going. So excited about today's show as well. But before we get there, I do want to remind you that our show is now available on all streaming platforms. So tune into our podcast wherever is most convenient for you, and certainly let your family and friends know as well. Also, download the Black Brand app, available on Apple and Android platforms, for information about upcoming events and Black businesses that you can support when you're in the Hampton Roads market, or if you're here already. Certainly want to have you dropping by those locations. Last but not least, follow us on social media at Black Wall Street Today on Facebook and Instagram. And if you have an idea for an upcoming show, email me directly, blair@blackbrand.biz. I certainly look forward to hearing from you. Your ideas keep us going. So thanks again. As I mentioned, today is going to be an awesome show. We have a dynamic guest. She is a devoted mom, a serial entrepreneur, and an author. Miss Arleigh Hatcher is redefining the field of nursing while building brands that support the community and positively impact the lives of others in the process. With the opening of her Heart-to-Heart Career Training Center, she and her staff enable men and women to gain expert, certified career training in the medical field, thus in turn allowing them to gain financial freedom and security by establishing careers in the industry. A champion for quality health care for expectant mothers, Arleigh, along with her family, opened Peak of Joy 3D Ultrasound and Spa, which serves Williamsburg, Virginia, as well as Chesapeake, as one of the only ultrasound clinics. Pregnant mothers can identify and celebrate the gender of their child, be pampered with spa services, and even take educational classes to prepare for birth and life after the baby arrives. We are so excited to welcome Arleigh. Arleigh, welcome back to the show. How are you?
Thank you so much. I'm doing excellent. Happy to be here this morning.
Yes, it's good to have you. You have so much to share with us. I just want to go ahead and jump right in. You recently gave a TED Talk style speech. You were talking about walking away from your 6-figure job, jumping feet first into entrepreneurship. Can you share that journey with us?
So in my TED Talk, I talked a lot about, as you said, about how I quit my 6-figure job and wanted to go full-time into entrepreneurship so that I could spend more time with my family. Ultimately, that was the whole goal of it all. And I talked about how initially I started off doing everything. I was, the marketer. I was answering the phones. I was teaching the classes. I was, literally doing it all, so much so that I even had a student come to me and say, so, who else is working here? Is it just you, or you have a team in the back? And there was no team in the back, Blair. It was just me. But that's how we have to start off sometimes when we're initially starting our business. And thankfully, here we are 9 years later, almost 10. I'll have to celebrate 10 years next year. And of course, thank you. Of course, not like that anymore. But initially, it does start off like that. And it was a blessing to be able to share my story on stage.
We got to go back, though, because there's that part once you've actually made the leap. Mm-hmm. But then there's making the leap. Stepping away from the six figures. Emotionally, what is that like? I know we have listeners that are right there on the cusp. Like in 2020, they're going to do this thing. You know, they've been planning, maybe they've been saving, maybe they haven't. What's your advice for somebody that's right there? I'm going to be honest with you. It depends on your situation, on whether it's the right thing for you or not. I'm the last person to just tell somebody, oh, go and quit your job and start your business, because it may not be the right thing for you at this particular time. For me, I was comfortable doing it because my background is... So is it the right thing for you? Because that's huge. Because now there's a push to just... Is it the right thing for you? Do you have the support to do it? Do you have the backup to do it? Do you have the savings to do it? If things don't work out, how easily are you able to jump back into your career? For me, that was the big thing, because my background is as a registered nurse. I always felt like, well, you know, if things don't work out, I could always go back and be a registered nurse and get a job. Thankfully, I haven't had to do that, but that has been in the back of my mind if, you know, things didn't quite pan out. That's huge. Yeah. Because I don't know that advice is being given necessarily. Yes. Like so really taking inventory. So quick to make it seem like it's just so easy. Oh, just quit your job. No big deal. And you have real responsibilities, real people that rely on you. If you have children, if you have families. So you really have to take the time to strategically plan and make sure that you have everything in place before you take a huge step like that. Yeah. And so in your line of work, or particularly with Heart to Heart, you're working with students. So talk through that process of even establishing yourself as a pipeline, or establishing a pipeline for the school. So when you say establishing a pipeline, you mean for them to get jobs? For them to get jobs and for them to come into your school. So what's the process of marketing when you're on that level? Okay, so for the way that we get students is we partner with local high schools. Okay. And they send us their students. We partner with the workforce. The workforce sends us a lot of students, social services, awesome. Department of Rehab, places like that, because there are a lot of people who are looking to get into these careers and they need the funding to get into it. And you can want a career all you want, but if you don't have the funding to do it, then it's not really a possibility. So if you know about these funding resources, like I described, the Peninsula Workforce, also known as the WorkLink, social services, if you're already receiving WIC or food stamps, things like that, you can reach out to your caseworker, and they, if they have the funding, they can help you. Even your job has tuition assistance that can help pay for your education if you ask them about it. Many jobs do. Thank you so much. So it starts with the partnerships with the various community resources. Definitely. Okay. Definitely. We do have some people that do some self-pay. We offer payment plans for them. Okay. Yeah, and that's how we meet them. Social media, community events, all kinds of things. I love it. I feel like you have mastered this piece about scalability, or you're getting there. I'm working at it. Just trying to learn all that I can, trying to get more systems in place so that the business is able to grow without my hands being on it constantly. Just having my team in place so that they know what to do without having to, constantly come to me for every little thing has meant so much in terms of helping the company grow without me constantly being busy and immersed in it all the time. And gives me the time to, take care of other things too. Yeah. Research shows that's our struggle as Black entrepreneurs in particular, is reaching the point of scaling. Yeah. Actually having a staff. Yeah. Being able to take a vacation. Can you talk about some of your favorite business books? Who are you listening to? You podcasting? Or who's inspiring you? Right now, most recently I did Profit First. You got to talk about Profit First. People may not know. Profit First by Mike McAllowicz. And also he wrote Clockwork too. We read that one recently in our book club for Black Brand.
But Profit First is a book about how you can take your profit first, and it helps you to organize your finances so that you know exactly how much money you have for each part of your business, how much you have for your taxes, how much you have for your operating expenses, how much you have for your your profit and things like that. And it just helps you to be more organized. For me, I really personally need those types of books and all kinds of business books because, like many other business people, I'm not a formally trained business person. I am a registered nurse. So many things that I've learned has been through self-study, through my mentors, through getting involved with organizations like Black Brand, getting around like-minded people. All those have been so important to helping to grow my business to be here for, these past 9 years, starting from being a registered nurse with an associate degree from Norfolk State University. Happy recovery from homecoming weekend. Yeah.
All right. So self-study, I love it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That being able to transition from whatever your primary skill is to entrepreneurship through non-traditional education.
Yeah.
That's huge.
I did go back and get my bachelor's, but that was, just last year that I did that. So, yeah, it's been a lot of learning as I go.
Yeah. And proof that we can do it that way too.
Definitely.
We don't have to go to school first, and
it doesn't always have to be the traditional way. And a lot of people get caught up in that when they're thinking, "Oh man, I want to start a business, but I don't have this, I don't have that." There are so many resources that's really not an excuse to not start your business because you don't have this, master's degree in business.
If you just tuned in, this is Blair Durham with Black Wall Street Today. We are talking with Arleigh Hatcher and really her journey of entrepreneurship. You just hit on something I think is huge. We had a 3-part debate on whether entrepreneurs need a formal education. And we talked about it from lots of different vantage points. And one of the key takeaways was that, no, you don't necessarily need a formal education, but you do need an education. And
to continue to educate yourself.
Yep. And that supportive community. How important would you say that is?
Oh my gosh. So important. For the first, I would say few years, I really felt like I was by myself because of my age. For one, I was 25 when I first started my business.
Wow.
And I felt like it was like just me. I'm the only young Black woman in Williamsburg with my own business. I don't know. But I just really felt like I was by myself and I didn't have a lot of people to talk business talk with, because when you're an entrepreneur, the conversations that you need to have about your business, the struggles that you have in your business, those conversations are different than what you're going to have with the person that does not necessarily have a business, because they're not going to relate to it the same way. They may take it as bragging. They may take it as however, they're going to take it, but it could be misinterpreted. It's not received as the same way as a conversation between you and I, at 11 o'clock at night, talking about everything.
Yeah.
So it's different. And I'm really grateful for especially Black Brand, because I feel like it has helped me find like my people. It's helped me find so many other like-minded business people who are like me and who don't make me feel like I need to put on a certain air, because when people don't look like you, when people seem to not act like you, for me, it put pressure on me, especially as a younger woman. Not so much now, but as a younger woman, I felt out of place.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's good to reinforce as well, I think.
Yeah.
Because I think sometimes people get into business with this mindset of, I'm going to go it alone, I'm going to tough it out.
Never alone.
And they find out very quickly that that's
an awful
a recipe
idea
for depression and failure. And unfortunately, there are more resources available, particularly in our area, than there may have been 10 years ago, or 15 years ago for the new business owner.
I didn't know about any. Did not know.
And so then there's Peak of Joy, which you've now expanded.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
So Peak of Joy opened in 2015. I'll have a joke. Every time I have a baby, I start a business. So my daughter is 10. Heart to Heart is almost 10. My son is 4. Peak of Joy is also 4. So wow. Peak of Joy opened about a month after my son was born. We do 3D, 4D ultrasounds. We do early gender testing where we can tell what you're having as early as 8 weeks pregnant, prenatal massages, belly casting, and we just opened our office in Chesapeake. We're right inside of Healthy Her Women's Care off of Greenbrier. And I'm sorry, I got distracted. We opened up off of Greenbrier, and we do early gender testing there as early as 8 weeks pregnant. We can tell you what you're having, and you find out in one business day. You get an email. It's amazing, and the accuracy is 99.1%. Our studio is actually 100%.
Okay.
So, yeah, really excited about that.
I'm excited that you're in a second location.
I know, me too. It's been amazing.
Like, what does that look like? How do you do it? I mean, I know people that are, we're having this conversation, you're laughing, but I know people that are right there. They really want to open a second location. Maybe they've had their first location for 4 years, 5 years, 8 years, 10 years.
Yeah.
But that process, I don't know. What made it simple for you?
Well,
was it just making a connection with another business that made it work out? Or was it, talk to us about it.
It's really just making connections. For me, I am a conscious connector. Whenever I go out, whenever I go to different places, I'm consciously trying to connect with people.
I am a conscious connector. That sounds like an affirmation. Let's say that together.
Oh, I like that.
I am a conscious connector.
I am. I'm always trying to get to know people, to find out about people, because I think that, one, people are amazing, but in doing that, it allows me to really get to know people. And when opportunities come about, it makes it so that I hear about them, quickly. So
readily.
Yeah. Dr. Shaughnessy Vaughn, she's the one that owns Healthy Her Women's Clinic. So she made a post about, she had some space available, and I was already going to her clinic anyway.
Wow.
And it just worked out perfectly because everyone in the clinic, they all service women. There is a nurse practitioner there that services women. There is a massage therapist there that does prenatal massages and different massages too, an esthetician. There, everybody there is geared towards women's care, as in the name. So it just fit in perfectly that Peak of Joy would come in there.
Wow.
So it worked out well. It's been a blessing. We've been there. We had our ribbon cutting last Friday, November 1st.
Okay.
So it's been pretty good so far. So
congrats.
Yeah, thank you. Really excited.
I hear you saying that the biggest part of it is mindset.
Yeah. Definitely.
It's not so much the other stuff. It's having that in your head. When I'm out today, I'm meeting people. I'm meeting people consciously. I'm finding out about opportunities. I'm open to expand.
Exactly.
Yeah, that sounds I love it. Yoga, meditation, balance.
You know me.
Yeah, that's good. It seems like it's working. It's working for you.
Yeah.
What's coming up next?
What's coming up next?
Any announcements from your businesses? What do you want to share?
Well, for Peak of Joy, that was the main announcement, was the new Chesapeake location. Send all your friends. Follow us on Facebook, like our
give
us
us
on
those.
Instagram.
Give us your handles.
So on Instagram, it's Peak of Joy 3D.
And that's PEEK.
Yes, 2 E's.
Peak of Joy 3D on Instagram. Okay.
For Heart to Heart, it's Heart to Heart CTC. No numbers. It's all spelled out.
Heart to Heart
CTC.
And we didn't even really get into all of the different training programs you have at Heart to Heart.
So,
you want us to share before we go to break?
Yes. So at Heart to Heart, we do fast track career training. As I said before, my background is in nursing. So for our career training part of the business, we do nurse aid, medication aid training, phlebotomy, EKG technician, medical assistant training. We also do patient care technician. And then for our CPR part, we do CPR, BLS training, ACLS, PALS, Heart Saver, CPR, and First Aid. We also teach the instructors classes for BLS, ACLS, and PALS.
No, that's right. Amazing. Look, I'm making notes because I'm going to announce this again later.
Yes, thank you so much.
When we come back from break, we're actually going to open up the phone line. So if you have questions for Arleigh about any aspect of what we've talked about so far in terms of entrepreneurship, we have an expert in the building. We are at 757-727-5711. We're going to open up for questions here in just a couple minutes.
When the conversation is good and the friends are even better, you'll find a wine that brings it all together. Shoe Crazy Wine. Remember that name. Shoe Crazy Wine. Available at Costco, Kroger, and these other fine retailers.
May the Lord add a blessing to the mixing of the word. You've been rocking to the revolutionary sounds of Positive Vibes Entertainment. Positive Vibes Entertainment is available for your wedding reception, family reunion, praise party, or any other event. Our website is www.positivevibes.net.
Check it out.
We hope that you will be blessed, stay blessed, and be a blessing.
No doubt.
Blessing.
And now, more Black Wall Street Today with Blair Durham on Smooth 88.1 WHOV.
Welcome back to this 58th edition of Black Wall Street Today with Blair Durham. We are here with serial entrepreneur, Miss Arleigh Hatcher. I understand we have a caller on the line. Caller, are you there?
Yes.
How are you? What question do you have for Arleigh?
Hi, yes. My name is Tiffany, and I want to say Arleigh's story was so inspiring as I was driving, and I wanted to call in just kind of with maybe too many questions. I know she can answer the first one. I am a freelance. Okay, yeah, I'm a freelance makeup artist, and I'm also a adjunct biology professor. So I was wondering if she had any tips on like how to blend maybe my disciplines to help with my business, because kind of like what she did, she said she had, the skills of the nursing, but then she went into entrepreneurship, and I'm just kind of getting my feet wet with it, and I was just wondering some tips on how you can kind of use skills from both of your worlds that you're familiar with.
You said you're an adjunct biology professor?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so...
And I'm also a freelance makeup artist.
Okay, so couldn't you combine that by maybe creating your own makeup products or creating something that can help with the skin, or using your biology background to, blend it with,
makeup?
Yeah, your makeup.
Okay, yeah, that's a good idea. Like I said, I've been just trying to be as creative as possible, so much in beauty. So I was just like, what could I, what's a good thing I could try to do to blend, like, biology with beauty, of course, a lot of skincare stuff. But that was my first question. And then I don't know if you have time to answer the second mini one. How did you navigate social media? As far as when you first started up, did you get some training as an entrepreneur, or
I like that question.
I did not get formal training, but I did do some, like on Instagram, they have different social media influencers who have these programs that can help you with your social media and how you can increase your followers and how you can increase your content. I did hire a branding coach a few years ago to help clean up my brand, clean up my logos, clean up my content that went on the on my websites, my copy. Those things can get a little bit pricey when you hire a branding coach, but when you're first starting out, definitely utilize those influencers and those coaches who can help you to clean up your brand at a less expensive price, using their ebooks and things like that, where you can do it on your own.
Right, yeah, that's the stage I'm in now, so that's great tips. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Tiffany, for calling in. Keep listening to Black Wall Street Today. We'll talk soon.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Our phone lines are still open. If you've got a question for Arleigh, feel free to call in to 757-727-5711. She is our resident entrepreneurship expert, serial entrepreneur. Again, it's 757-727-5711. I do have a quick announcement here. Hashtag add this to the list is all about the upcoming African Fashion Show. If you've not heard, the second annual African Fashion Show is taking place at the American Zyders Theater on January 31st. It is put together by Abena Afor Salon. Incredible fashion show. She sold out last year. She's anticipating doing the same this year. I will actually have tickets to the show on next week, and I'll be giving a few away here on the air, and I'll also have some for sale. Again, that is the upcoming African Fashion Show at the American Zyders Theater on January 31st. Back to our guest, Arleigh. Again, our phone lines are still open, 757-727-5711. We're back. How are you?
Lovely. Excellent.
Awesome. I love her question about the social media piece. Mm-hmm. Maybe you could say a bit more about content in particular. I know that's like one of your babies, funnels and content. How has that helped you with growing your business?
Social media has helped me so much with growing my business. It's helped to, of course, reach way more people in this day and age. That's the way to reach more targeted audiences. In the beginning, when I first started my business, I struggled with looking for the best ways to reach my target audience. Was it through TV? Was it through radio? Was it through print ads? Excuse me. And I found a lot of success through my social media ads because it was less expensive, for one, and I was able to see clearly how many people saw it, how many people clicked on it. Mm-hmm. I was able to tailor it down to, okay, I want people this age range to see it, women versus men, to see it in this area. So bringing it down like that was really able to help a lot. Also hiring someone to help, not necessarily hiring somebody, but assigning that job to someone who was already on my team to manage the social media has helped that a lot, because that's a full-time job. And it was a full-time job that I had for many years before I finally let it go, because I literally could not do it anymore. It was just too much.
It's a lot.
Yes,
it is. But I like what you said about how effective it is, particularly as far as being able to track. Mm-hmm. You know exactly who's watching.
Yeah.
Powerful.
Yeah.
I think we've got another caller. Caller, you there?
Yes, I am.
Got a question for Arleigh?
Actually, I do not, and I apologize for that. My question is concerning past shows. Are we able to go online and listen to past shows of yours?
You are, via our podcast. So I know that we've got probably about 60 past shows that are already available for listening via every podcast platform. So Spotify, Google, Spreaker, I'm not sure which one you use, but you should be able to find our past shows there. And thanks so much for calling.
Very good. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I appreciate you listening. If you've got a question, feel free to call in 757-727-5711. We're talking social media, leveraging someone else on your team to get that done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's essential.
Worked.
Yeah. Made all the difference in the world, because for me, I was trying to, at first I was posting every single day, and then I started scheduling out my posts.
Did you use an app for that?
Yes.
Or, okay, which one did you use?
I used Latergram for my Instagram and my Facebook. You can post both of them there. We still use Latergram now.
Okay.
Excuse me. And that was great. But then when you start bringing in your email marketing as well, then that's another job on top of that, scheduling out your email posts. So if it's great if you're consistent with it. But the moment you lose that consistency, and I would lose the consistency, because if I'm trying to do all my social media, all my email, going out to see everybody, trying to teach the classes, answering the phones, picking up children, doing the this and that of, my regular day to day, it was just not always be consistent. So assigning that job to someone else helps to put a system into my business so that it could consistently grow, and things would always stay the same as far as how often people would see the business via social media and via their email blasts.
So let me ask this. What is your social media rule? I've heard it said, a few very successful marketers have said that you need to be spending a certain dollar amount per day. Do you have a rule like that within your business?
Yes. We spend $10 a day.
And anybody can do that. Yeah. $10 a day.
Yeah.
They say if you're not doing $10 a day, then are you even in business?
Yeah.
If you can't do that.
And $10 a day is nothing in comparison to what you should be earning per day in your business. So
right.
It comes back over and over and over.
$10 a day. And then what's your social media preference for ads? Are you Facebook, Instagram? Are you doing some LinkedIn? Are you doing Pinterest?
So
Snapchat geofilters? I'm not there yet on any of that.
I'm not there with Snapchat either. Only because you cannot schedule out Snapchat, and that means it will rely on me, and I just can't do that. But for Heart to Heart, Facebook works better for Heart to Heart.
Okay.
And for Peak of Joy, Instagram works better for Peak of Joy, just because it's more picture-based, cute babies, beautiful pregnant women.
Yeah.
Things like that. It just works better there.
And do you use your social media for hiring as well?
Yes. Speaking of hiring, we are hiring lots of people over at Heart to Heart. We are looking for nurses.
Talk about it.
Yes. We need, we're hiring registered nurses, LPNs, and a phlebotomist.
Okay.
I'm also looking for ACLS and PALS instructors to teach some classes over there. And at Peak of Joy, we're hiring an ultrasound tech and a massage therapist.
Ultrasound tech and massage therapist.
Mm-hmm. And that's for the one in Williamsburg. Because there's two now. I'm excited.
It should be Williamsburg. I'm just making some notes. Okay. And if I'm interested in any of these opportunities, what do I need to do?
You can send an email for Heart to Heart to info@hearttoheartctc.com.
Okay.
And for Peak of Joy, you can send an email to info@peakofjoy3d.com.
info@peakofjoy3d.com and info@hearttoheartctc.com. Okay. Awesome.
Also, our wonderful, magical ultrasound technician at Peak of Joy 3D, Miss Brittany Waters. She wants to get me to give her a shout out. She is the best that there is in the world.
One of your ultrasound techs?
She is our lead ultrasound tech. If you look at any of our reviews, you'll see pretty much everyone saying how wonderful she is, how much they love her, how much she makes them feel like family. She is amazing. Shout out to Brittany. We love you.
If you just joined us, this is Blair Durham with Black Wall Street Today. We're chatting with Arleigh Hatcher, serial entrepreneur, the owner of Heart to Heart Career Training Center in Williamsburg, as well as Peak of Joy 3D40 Ultrasound Spa in Williamsburg and in Chesapeake. We're answering entrepreneurship questions at 757-727-5711. You're welcome to call in again at 757-727-5711. You took me right to my next question. Staffing.
Yes.
Staffing and scaling. People want to know, when is the best time to hire? Is there a formula in terms of revenue that helps determine how did you figure that out?
For me, it was not so much that I looked at a specific formula. It was more that I looked at, do I have enough? Are my classes full? And is it important enough for me to take my time back? Because that's what staffing was for me. Because
again, you got into entrepreneurship to spend more time with family.
Exactly. So, that was the point of it all. So if that was my vision originally, to get back to my family, then everything that I was doing was to get back to that goal. Mm-hmm. Like, I was always like, okay, when can I hire somebody? When can I hire somebody?
Wow.
And I just had to.
So did that become more of a question for your accountant then? Or no?
No. It's a question for me.
Because it was about your time.
Yeah, it was about my time, and it was about my family's time. So I really started hiring people probably my first, maybe like 6. Well, I shouldn't even say that. There are a lot of moving pieces to my school. So even before I had a building, I can remember working at the hospital, and I had 2 CPR classes going on while I was at work. So I had 2 contracted nurses who were teaching CPR, and you could not tell me anything. I was like,
without a building, didn't even need a building.
Didn't have a building. I didn't even have mannequins. I had rented the mannequins from the hospital. And that's
what I'm talking about.
Yeah, making it happen.
So you started there.
Yeah, I started
there.
That's
part of the story that needs to be told.
Yeah.
Because again, you may not have your building yet. You might not have all the equipment you need, but you can still get started.
You can start somewhere. You can start right where you are.
People say the same thing, for example, in real estate, that you can put money and properties together without, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Without necessarily having all this tremendous overhead and so forth.
Exactly.
What a story.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then what?
Well,
you had classes going on while you work at the hospital.
I was thinking I was all that, prancing around, taking care of my patients. Like, I'm a business owner. I'm also a nurse, yes. I'll be taking care of you today.
Because you had found like residual income. Not residual, but passive income.
Yeah. Yeah. I was really, really proud to to have all that going on. And soon after that, when I added on the career training, I did that myself, but I added on a pharmacy technician course once I did get a building. And I'm not able to teach the pharmacy technician course, so I had to hire someone right away. Miss Nikayla Lee, who's still with us now, she started teaching that class. So, and that was before I quit my job. So we were in the building. I was teaching part-time at the building, still working full-time, had the pharmacy technician class going, still was doing CPR with my 2 contracted instructors. So I'm really like, okay, now maybe I can quit now. But I still didn't do it until we got approved for the nurse aid program. And once we got approved for that, I had to teach that 5 days a week. And there was just literally no way that I could work in the hospital as a nurse and teach 5 days a week. So I was watching Beyonce's documentary one night and hit send on the resignation email. I put in my 4 weeks, and that was that. Yep.
Inspiration.
Yeah.
Inspiration. And so I understand, too, that you do some writing and some public speaking. Yes. So talk about that part a little bit.
So I've written 2 books. The first one is Heart of a Mompreneur. It's a collection of stories about moms who have gone into entrepreneurship. It's my story and many other women's stories who were mothers and how we have balanced our business and our babies. And just inspiration for people who may have been discouraged by, motherhood. When you become a mom, so many things can change, from your hormones, your body, your finances, the time that you have, just so much. Even looking at you, Blair, I think that you are just the coolest
a little bit
person
crazy
in the world. No, not a little bit crazy. Just so amazing how you have been able to just float through your last pregnancy, appear to float through your last pregnancy, although I know it has not been easy, but still work, still, come to the studio, still planning Black Diamond Weekend, still running Black Brand, just doing everything that needs to get done while balancing motherhood. And it's not easy, and it's a story that needs to be told because a lot of women, they don't know, what goes on in the background. They see us just taking pictures, smiling pictures, and they don't know, the obstacles that we sometimes face and how we are still standing up and fighting these battles and slaying these giants and still showing up every single day.
Slaying whole giants.
Yes.
When did you write this book?
I wrote it in, the first one was 2016.
Okay.
Heart of a Mompreneur. And then Shift from Burnout to Boss. That was written in 2017. And that was a book that is about myself and other nurse entrepreneurs. And that is a book for medical professionals who, similar to the young lady who called in earlier, want to get an idea of how medical professionals have blended their careers into entrepreneurship and how it can mesh together.
Oh, man, I wish you had told her that. Hopefully she's still listening.
I hope so.
Tiffany, the book, Shift from Burnout to Boss. That's probably the one.
Yeah.
So how to blend your medical career with entrepreneurship. Okay. Love that. And where are these books available?
You can get them from arleighhatcher.com, and they are also available on Amazon.
arleighhatcher.com. That's ARleighatcher.com.
Yep.
arleighhatcher.com. Both books are available there. And you said they're also available
on Amazon.
Okay. Perfect. I'm making notes. Cool. And then let's talk about the speaking piece too, because I know that that's a passion of yours.
Yes.
Is sharing with schools and the very, very little people, and even in the college environment. How'd you get into public speaking? Or when did you know that that would be a thing?
I think it just kind of came as a result of my school, honestly. Because of owning the school, I do public speaking with our graduation. I'm required to do really speeches to encourage our students regularly, almost every time that I see them.
Wow.
Also, when we go out to community events where we do our networking, festivals, things like that, we end up doing speaking. There are times I've gotten invited to like girls' camps, to speak at career days, things like that. So,
is that your favorite?
Yes,
I love side of it. Okay,
my absolute favorite to encourage young people into entrepreneurship.
Wow.
My daughter told me about a new business that she wants to start. I'm so excited.
Okay, are you going to share it on the air?
It's a.
Everybody has to sign a non-disclosure.
Right. Well, it's a small business that she's going to start at her school. She makes these little Lumi Band bracelets, but she realized that she could turn them into earrings.
Okay.
So she's going to sell her little Lumi earrings at school. She asked me to help her make a business card.
Oh.
Of course, I will help you make a business card. So excited.
That's such an important piece, the youth entrepreneurship thing. It's certainly something near and dear to my heart.
Yeah, starts early.
I really regret that schools don't have it as a part of their curriculum beginning in like elementary school, and even if it is available in high school, it's just an option.
Right.
Whereas I feel like these are fundamental skills,
Definitely.
I think if it weren't for my being able to twist locks in college, or you know what I mean, whatever the little things were that we could do, it's like that helps ends to meet.
Yeah.
So I admire that you teach that and that you are empowering your baby girl.
I should have started teaching CPR in college.
Right?
That would have been amazing.
I mean, I'm sitting here thinking I'm not going to become your competition, but wow, I can do a little bit of marketing and put some people together and get some classes going.
Listen.
In some field or another.
You know, I do have a CPR instructor class. The next one is January 2020.
Okay. We've got 2 minutes. I do want you to reiterate your websites and your social media handles so folks can get a hold of you, as well as your personal website.
Okay.
Yeah.
Personal website is arleighhatcher.com. Business website is hearttoheartctc.com and peakofjoy3d.com. You can also follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Instagram is at hearttoheartctc and at peakofjoy3d. That's PEEK of JOY 3D. And my personal Instagram is @theentrepreneurs_. So it's like the entrepreneur, but the entrepreneurs _
Good deal. Let's close on this note. Balance. How are we doing it?
How are we doing it? I have decided that I'm going to do the best that I can wherever I am in that moment. I don't know if there's a such thing as real, true balance.
I agree.
Right where I am. I can be excellent in one space and, maybe not as good in other spaces, and I have to kind of be okay with that. I can't be perfect everywhere. I'm doing my best everywhere I am. And that's that.
That's beautiful. And that's real.
Yeah.
I retired from going to the balance events. I'm like, what do you mean?
I can't. I cannot. I'm doing my best right here.
In the moment, though. Yeah, I love it. Arleigh, thank you for joining us today. We certainly will have you back so we can keep up with this incredible journey. Yeah,
it's so over. Fun, so quick.
Coming back with some announcements and we done.
Okay.
So good to see you, though.
Good to see you
and
always.
Congratulations on your success.
Thank you.
Yeah, soon I'm not going to be able to just pick up the phone and call you, but
why not?
For
What's
now,
about?
Girl, you going
Please, I'm gonna be right at your house.
Crab legs.
Eat crab legs.
Awesome. Love you, girlie. Thank you again, though. And thank you for sharing your story. We need to hear it. We'll be back in just a few moments.
The biggest financial asset that you have going for you by miles is the value of your own earning power over the years.
If you fail to plan, you're planning to fail. More important business insights are on the way. Stay locked in. Black Wall Street Today will be right back after these messages.
Peace. I'm your brother Crumb. I have a new podcast called Snatched. Sorry.
You're about to get snatched.
It's the best of my YouTube channel, Crumb TV.
You're listening to the Snatch Podcast.
In audio mastered format.
Snatch and run!
On Blueberry, Android, the Edgy Podcast, Stitcher, Digital Podcast, and Speaker.
Ever experienced what snatching is like?
And now, more Black Wall Street Today with Blair Durham on Smooth 88.1 WHOV.
Welcome back. Episode 58 came and went. Thank you for tuning in to this edition of Black Wall Street Today, sponsored by Abna Fora Salon. We are grateful to our guest, Miss Arleigh Hatcher. You can connect with her via social media, @theentrepreneurs_, ArleighHatcher.com, hearttoheartctc.com, peakofjoy3d.com. It's been a blessing having you. Hey, thanks for tuning in to Black Wall Street Today, where we're building minds and building connections, forging the path ahead toward business success in the Black community. We look forward to talking next week, where Nneka Chiezor, the Regional Vice President of Cox, will be on the show. We'll be talking about all things entrepreneurship. What's that? We'll find out next week. Talk soon.
Stay with us online at Black Wall Street Today on Facebook and Black Wall Street Today on Instagram. And then follow us on Twitter as well at BWS Today. We look forward to talking again next week. Have a wonderful week. I have said and I will continue to say that the most important priority for the Black community is the Black community, not a particular political party.
Hey, yo, when I say black, you say